So that certain nameless person has messed up big time. A judge is not going to be happy with this either. Why? Because that certain nameless person is going after the police yet again. See, she wants their personnel records. Essentially, she wants to ruin their jobs because they didn't walk lockstep with her. And despite already being told no, she's found a new way to approach it. Again, the judge is not going to be happy about this. The LAPD isn't going to be happy about this. This stuff, oh, it is desperate and beyond. You and I, we're going to talk about this today. Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. Oh man, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you were doing excellently. And the thing that we're talking about, that nameless person requesting, it's called a Pitchess motion. If you've never heard of it, hey, that makes two of us. I'd never heard of it before this case either. See, in California, this is essentially a way that you can go after the police. You can pull their personnel files. You can say, hey, I know that they've been involved in wrongdoing. You can find anything in that personnel file, and you can try to character assassinate them with it. Quote, in California criminal cases, a Pitchess motion is a defendant's request to inspect a law enforcement officer's personnel file for evidence of police misconduct. Defense attorneys typically bring a Pitchess motion as part of the pre-trial process where they suspect officers may have acted improperly, such as by filing a false police report or using excessive force. Now, like I was saying previously, there's just one little problem with this filing, and that's the fact that this has already been filed before. You had hearings on it. Basically, you had a judge decide on it. What did the judge say, by the way? Oh yeah, the court agrees with the arguments of non-party LAPD and the plaintiff, JD, that this court lacks the authority and jurisdiction under the IIDDA to decide this motion. Essentially, we don't have the power to give you this, therefore we're going to shoot it down. We can't do this at all. Now, crazy enough, if you look at this decision, this is one that stood for quite some time. Look at the date here on the top right, February 24th, 2021. That's right. We are talking about something that was decided early in the year. We're already in the back half of the year. But yeah, you know, that's perfect to go and argue now, right? Yeah, I figured that was done. That nameless person would not try to come back to it. I mean, after all, going back and trying to question a judge's orders, that's really not the best way to play. But imagine my surprise when the real Laura B posted this up here. And you can see number 4 coming up, 09/15/2021. Motion, RE petitioner, that certain nameless person's notice of petition and petition for Pitchess discovery pursuant to the Interstate and International Depositions and Discovery Act. See, basically, she's found a brand new way to go after the police yet again. It's a new framing of the same motion where she's going to use the Interstate and International Depositions and Discovery Act to attack the police officers that had the misfortune of showing up at her doorstep that day. I mean, imagine that. You show up in 2016, you have people still trying to ruin your life in 2021. So here's the description of what's going on. And like I was saying, I'm sure there's going to be a really unhappy judge because of this. They already made a decision on it. There's going to be a very unhappy LAPD department. They already feel like their police officers being attacked. You're trying to take their personnel records and tear down their lives. Yeah, maybe that's not the smartest thing to do when you're out and out desperate. So listen to all of this here. Quote, to this honorable court, all parties and their counsel of records. So what they want is they want this to happen by October 12th, 2021. So you saw that this was filed on the 15th of September. They want this thing popping up in less than a month. They're talking about they want to be heard, that certain nameless person does, and they want the honorable judge to order the LAPD to provide the requested discovery of law enforcement personnel records under Evidence Code sections 1043, 1045, Pitchess versus Superior Court, which are made applicable under the Interstate and International Depositions and Discovery Act. So listen to how this is defined, and you can see the game that they're trying to play here. This petition is being brought under the Interstate Discovery Act, which broadly authorizes this court to hear any and all disputes related to subpoenas issued by foreign jurisdictions. So here's where the semantic gameplay comes in. The Interstate Discovery Act notes notes that any petition brought under the Act shall include requests for relief that would be referred to as a motion or by any other term if it was brought into a proceeding pending in this state, like a petition motion. Therefore, this petition under the Interstate Discovery Act is akin to a petition motion being pursuant to Evidence Code Section 1043 on the grounds that the personnel records of the LAPD officers, these are the two officers, by the way, that said, yeah, we showed up. We actually looked at this person. We looked around the house. By the way, we have this interesting thing called body cam footage. Would you like to see that? Oh, no. But anyway, they call them the responding officers, are directly relevant to petitioner's defense and litigation of this case. That nameless person has sought information via subpoena duly served under the Interstate Discovery Act, which includes categories of documents that must be sought via a petition motion. A true and correct copy of the subpoena is attached to this documentation, etc., etc., etc. Now, right after that, you have this argument here made. And this is an interesting argument. Why? Because it sounds like they're talking about putting their information out in the public no matter what they find. Quote, good cause exists for the disclosure of the responding officer's personnel records requested in the subpoena. This petition is made on the grounds that necessity for disclosure of the requested materials in the interest of justice outweighs the necessity for preserving the confidentiality of the information. Now, along with that documentation is the subpoenaed information. And the subpoena information I absolutely love. Why? Because I don't think that nameless person thought any of this stuff would actually ever pop up. You can see, for example, number one there, all body cam footage from the two officers on May 21st, 2016. Well, that information did actually pop up. We got to see it exclusively, and I think that nameless person thought it had all been destroyed. They wouldn't have been asking for it if they knew exactly what was on it. Yeah, that kind of didn't work out very well at all, did it? You also have 7, which asks for all documents and communications of any nature generated, sent, or received by the LAPD relating to the responses to the 9/11 calls relating to the Eastern Columbia building on that date to that nameless person. That includes internal, external reports, communications, and other documents. And then they have this. They want any communication with JD, with 911, basically anything he had to say about what was going on there. Yeah, they make it sound kind of conspiratorial, like the police, they were involved in something. But of course they have to make it sound like that, because you know exactly what went on there. The police, they let you know what went on there. But yeah, that's not good enough. That's not good enough at all. But anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. And as always, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work, so thank you. I'm not feeling very good today, so I'm going to end here. You know, usually I say more, talk about links and on, but I'm just going to end here. Thank you, though. I do appreciate you, and I'll see you soon.